The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 spring edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses, and we talk with the business owners and the CEOs and CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You will hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. And you can also see us on YouTube. And that is one heck of a picture to see us on YouTube. You can see Steve.
We look better on the radio, to be honest.
Hey, I went to Dr. Potenza. Do you know where he is?
You one of your people?
Just around the corner from Blake Jewelers over there in Township 5.
All right.
He was recommended to me by Dr. Barry because I had these growths all over my face, mushrooms and various things like, no, they were just like little skin tags. So I said, I want to look pretty because if I want to...
Just to be clear, every listener just went, ew. Okay, go ahead. Just to be clear.
Now that I'm 60, I want to resume my modeling career. And I think you know that. That's my new motto, sexy at 60. So I went to get these things taken off my face, and he did a great job. But I'm very self-conscious of it. Like I had to wear the Band-Aids, No,
because I'm looking going, I don't even know what you were talking about.
Right. I know. Right? You can't even see anything. He did such a great job. And when I was at the gym, I thought, oh, great. I don't want to go to the gym and people will be looking at me like, who is this elephant man, right? But basically what it does is it makes you look tougher. Guys with Band-Aids all over their face, they go, he must be an MMA fighter.
Nah, when you're tripping over the skin tags, it's time to have them taken off. That's a problem. It's time to take that thing off. But you ever meet someone you're thinking, have you ever thought of taking that thing off?
Yeah.
Does that hurt?
It all worked out. But other than that, Steve, I'm doing just fine. Yeah. We got a good show for you too. And I'm going to allow you to stick around. What do you think of that?
Okay.
Hang out. Joe Scripa is going to be up. He's the owner of the Scripa Group, real estate and property management. Charlie Van Patten is the owner of Mattress Makers. We'll talk to him. John Kamuda is the president, and Jason Mahalik is the assistant technology professional at CNY Medical Products. We'll have a deep conversation with them. Andy Lamarand is the general manager of Cloud9 Creamery and Cafe. Dr. Nicole Grassi is the owner of Luminé Dental Aesthetics, one of your favorites.
Yeah, I love the dentist.
Yeah, I told her to bring in a drill so we could hear the sound.
I just broke out into a sweat.
Maybe some of those metal tools dropping on the...
Let's go back to your skin tags.
Lauren Cochin is the president of the MOST Museum of Science and Technology. She'll stop by. Greg Labar is the manager of Preferred Power Sports. And then James Mason, business manager at North Atlantic States Regional Council of the Carpenters, otherwise known as the Carpenters Union.
Yeah, there we go.
So there you go. Joe's here. How you doing there, Mr. Scripa?
Great. Yourself, Tom?
Oh, I'm hanging right in there.
Joe, have you ever had skin tags removed, Tom?
I have not had any removed. I would. No. I'm tough under any kind of knife or removal of anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll keep it all.
Did they freeze them, Tom?
No, they didn't do the freezy thing. That was the one girl came in.
A Sawzall?
I did say girl. She was a female doctor, and she had the Novocaine. And that was the first, I've done the freezy thing, but they actually take the Novocaine and stick it in. Oh, you're going to feel a little pinch. And it's like, It wasn't that bad. But so they put that on. I had one on my shoulder too. It was like a splotch. And then they try to make you not feel, worried. It's hardly ever cancer, really.
Oh, my goodness.
No,
we have to send them out.
No, but that's okay. It's better to know. Better to know.
Yeah, that's fun. But fun things, don't you, Joe?
Fun things, yeah. I've got my head in a vice all day, every day about how we find somebody real estate for less money.
Yeah.
And, prices are going up and Interest rates are staying steady. So, it's a battle every day.
It's a yin and a yang. How long have you been in the business?
Oh, I think 23 years specifically.
Yeah. And Scripa Group's been around for what, 12, 13, 14?
About 12 years. Yeah.
Very nice. Yep. And I was talking to Kelly, and Kelly, works with you now over there. Kelly's my wife, for those of you keeping up with things. And she was saying that you had a new client on, that you were doing some property management and construction management. I don't think people know you do that.
Actually, what we're doing is we do some project management, and this particular client is purchased a couple of buildings. One of them happened to catch on fire.
Oh my goodness!
It's in a
after he purchased it or before?
It was after he purchased it.
Okay.
It was vacant. Yeah, and it was. I guess homeless people went in.
Oh, okay.
And, in a cold night, lit a fire.
Yeah, I heard that on the news, actually.
Yeah, yes. And then the fire took through the remainder of the place.
Oh, goodness.
Just to be clear, I didn't start the fire. Stop, Tom, don't look at me.
He may have.
I thought Steve was cooking his hot dogs.
I was waiting for that. So I was.
Nonetheless, it's very close to the new JMA, which is downtown JMA Wireless.
Okay,
the new facility down there.
Oh, that's impressive. By Syracuse Community Health. That's an impressive.
So it's 56 units currently dilapidated and uninhabited. And this client kind of bought the whole block. I mean, there's some other properties on there, but it really will encompass pretty much a whole block. It borders West Street.
Is it on Seymour? Is that Seymour Street?
It is on Seymour Street, and we had we had the opportunity to speak to some city officials and things of that nature. It sounds like it's going to be very well received.
So what's Scripa's role in that?
What we will do is we will work with the owner, and we will work as the owner's representative with the city to take it through the process of approvals. We'll work with an architecture firm. Actually, on this one, we work with In Architects. We work with them a lot. Everybody knows In Architects. They are the In Architects. There we go. And really very good. We work with them a lot. And so we'll work hand in hand with them. We'll take it into the city. We'll take it into the Industrial Development Association and, go through the whole process. Then we'll help the owner probably hire some contracting firms and things of that nature.
Isn't that incredible? He does all of that. So Scripa Group is not just, selling and buying properties.
No project management. So if an owner owns a property that needs work or it's been dated or something like that, so oftentimes what happens is we take it into our brokerage for releasing, and we get in there and we might say, hey, if you did this, we might be able to improve your income, by either renovating, creating new spaces, or things of that.
So it's math, something Tom knows nothing about.
Yes, I'm not a math guy.
It is. It's economics. Yeah. It's economics. We had a couple of shopping centers, older shopping centers that we did it with over the years, where they were 10 spaces, and then we ended up turning them into 15 spaces. The smaller spaces were easier to rent than the bigger spaces, and they bring a little bit more money. So it's time value of money and time value of your investment that you make. So in that, as a manager, what we do is we're not only managing the property, we're not only managing the project, but we're managing the income and improving the income.
Wow, that's nice. Totally speculative, because I don't think you're involved with this property, but that whole in Mattydale, what was that where the Christmas tree shop was? What do we used to call that?
Northern Lights Plaza.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will anything good ever come of that again? I used to like that.
I'll give you my spin of the wheel on that one. I say that one gets a big developer takes it over, and it gets a full new lineup of tenants.
Exposure's great there. You can see it.
I know. Isn't that nice?
Amazing location. There's a couple challenges with in and out because you can only access it a certain way. But it's a great location, and I think it'll make a great home for some new business.
So if somebody has some property they want to maximize, they can talk to Joe, scripagroup.com, 452-1200.
That's it.
Yes. Looking to buy, sell, including residential, ask Joe.
That's right.
This guy over here, Joe Scripa.
Very
Yes,
nice.
that's right.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. Thank you so much, and you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Charlie Van Patten's coming up next, owner of Mattress Makers. We'll tell you how to get a great deal on mattresses, and we'll learn a little bit about the industry as well. Right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York, The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. Spring edition of The Local Show in full swing. Not very springy, though. Huh? Some snow during the week and icy, snowy.
So if you start a band, I have a name for it, Tom.
What's it called?
I think it should be called Tom and the Skin Tags.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes. Or Tom and the Moles.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I don't even know if they were lumps and moles and little things. And it's funny how, things run in families. Because my father's had skin tags. He's a relatively healthy guy.
Right.
But that was something that was just, it just is.
No.
And I asked the doctor, I go, why? Is it because I had too much sun exposure, or is it because I, ate something weird? He said, no, some people just get them.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
But you get them like under your arms. And
That's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
And as you get older, things like that happen.
Yeah. Someone told me. I have a friend who had them there. I have a friend.
Here's another thing that was kind of cool. Well, I don't know about cool, but as you get older, and our audience is, we're all vintage, right?
Yeah.
We're all around the same age.
Many of us are.
And I was noticing when I was getting my hair cut that I'm having these long hairs coming out of my ears. And I said to my barber, I said, is that my hair? And he goes, no, that's coming out of your ear. And I go, well, you're not supposed to have hair there. And he goes, well, everybody has hair there. I go, but it's on the outer rim of my ear.
What is that all about?
And it was like 6 inches. I could have combed it in.
I have a friend who struggles with that, Tom.
So, he obviously, he trimmed it and everything. He said, but what you want to do is you want to go get them waxed. And I thought, really? Can you do that? Well, my middle daughter, Kristen, is an esthetician. Okay. So I said, hey, honey, do you think you could do daddy's ears? And she said, sure, come on in.
Oh, it makes me go, ew.
I know. But she did it. She did the hot wax around the ear, and she pulls it, and
your ear came off.
Now, that would have been funny, wouldn't it? I took my dad's ear off. No, but my ears are as smooth as a baby's bottom. So, no hair.
You always look better with a headset on. I know that.
Now, that might only last a month, but you can get that done. And if anybody wants information, I'll give you my daughter's number. Nephrology Associates, did you know that it was Kidney Month last month?
I did know that, actually.
Yeah. And nephrology is like the premier place to go if you have any type of kidney problems. If you want to, now they do dialysis, but you want to avoid dialysis.
Right.
So get that, get information.
Get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, get ahead of it, right.
And doctors refer people to places that they trust.
Yes.
And I know they refer a lot of people over there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Nephrology Associates of CNY. They're over there by your old neck of the woods off Buckley Road.
Right, across from, I was going to say Emmy's Farm Stand, but they're not opening
doing that anymore,
and their corn was just fabulous.
Yes.
But the ice cream stand is right there.
Oh, it is? Yeah.
You get that in the fall and stuff. Right next to Chase Bank. That's my bank on Buckley and 7th North Street. But they're
remember the Quality Inn? The Quality Inn used to be over there too. Just up.
That's right.
Good.
Did you ever do a wedding there?
Oh yeah. Oh, I was tight with them.
Was there anything quality about that place?
No, but they had a pool, and they used to have a pool party there. So
right. I remember that.
Yeah, fun stuff. Anyway, Nephrology Associates. You can call them at 478-3311. 478-3311. Get some people that you can trust to talk about your kidney issues.
There you go.
Go from there. Charlie Van Patten is with us now, and we're happy to have him back. He's the owner of Mattress Makers. How are you, Charlie?
Very good, gentlemen. How are you today?
Excellent.
Did you see it, Tom? Did you see it?
It's funny.
Did you see it? Charlie is on that billboard on 690.
Oh, yes, the big billboard. Yeah.
He is larger than life.
Absolutely.
Charlie's Factory.
Right up there by Teal.
Yep.
So, Charlie, I have some news for you over there. We got the audit back. About 190,000 people a week are looking at your blue eyes.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
Yes.
I didn't realize the traffic counts over there.
Right.
Now they know where to go for a good mattress.
That's right, because you're only another couple exits up.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we beat them all, including the imports, in spite of the fact that imports are terrible. Mm-hmm. A few years ago, 95% of the imported mattresses came from China.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was killing the industry, not us. But
yeah.
Because we sell direct. And they went and got a tariff. Can you believe the average tariff was 800%? In other words, if they sent in a $100 mattress, they had to pay $800 in tariff.
Oh, wow.
So they picked their factories up, moved them to Vietnam, Thailand, and Cambodia. Guess what? Same old thing.
Yeah.
So, the industry went back, got after them, another 800% average tariff. And that didn't finish it, because now, most recently, and the most recent one, we've just got a tariff effective in February. Listen to the countries that are in the list today: Poland, Bulgaria, India, Italy, Kosovo, Slovenia, Spain, Taiwan, Philippines, Mexico, Bermuda, Burma. Isn't that amazing?
They're all making mattresses, is what you're saying.
They're all sending them in at below market.
Okay, right.
And now, effective in February of 2024, they're going to have to pay that tariff. These tariffs are not as bad as, these are around 400%. So these countries are not like China getting subsidized.
Yep.
But, that pretty much leaves the rest of the world. Where are they going to go? South Africa or South America?
I think they're going to go to Bridge Street behind Henry Wilson Jewelers. I don't know. That's what I.
So that's the place to go.
Right. But do you have to pay tariffs on the products that make your mattresses?
No, ours is all domestic. It's funny you should mention that, because one of the top-rated internet mattresses is bragging about American-made. Guess what? They got latex in there. They import it. They got this fire barrier in there. They import it. They got ticking in there. They call it organic. Well, it's not organic. It's like 10, 20% organic. The rest is polyester, imported. So you think you're buying an American-made mattress? Chances are that, you got all these zippered covers, because a lot of the internet mattresses are foam, and they just zip a cover on.
Jeez.
They come from the Middle East. They come from Turkey or whatever.
Now, are they white labeled? Like, do they come in and then, like some of these big brand names, use those mattresses as theirs? Or
no.
Okay.
No, the imported mattresses are
just import.
Just imports.
They have funky names.
Yeah, exactly.
Funky names.
So, how long does it take to make a mattress? Because we're talking about being made overseas. You make them over there on Bridge Street. What is that process? What is the process of making a mattress?
The process is quite involved because of what it takes to get ready to put it together. Final assembly, as I mentioned before, is a pretty quick thing. But by the time we get our springs in and open up the bales, by the time we get our fabric in and we quilt it and we cut it and we sew it and we bring in our raw materials and assemble it. And so, the final assembly can be done in less than half a day.
Can people come over and just look at the process? Like, do you give tours for?
Oh, yeah. Every customer comes in, we show them.
How about for colleges and schools? Do you do that? Have tours?
We haven't, no, but we should.
Yeah, because that would be really interesting to watch that whole process.
Can I save money? Tom was suggesting I make my own mattress over there. Can I touch the equipment?
Well, I don't think that'd be too safe.
No. I told him straw would be good for him.
The old joke was we use hog rings to attach the covers to the springs. It's a round ring, and the thing was you're not a mattress maker till you hog ring your thumb to the mattress.
Oh, yeah. Funny thing, that's how my wife got me to marry her. Really? Yeah, with a hog ring,
I've been trying to break that thing ever since.
Yeah.
So spring, real quick, boats, trailers, those kinds of things. People pull these things out and go,
right. And they're often oddly shaped and different weird measurements. Yeah,
absolutely.
So if they brought the old one, here's the old one.
You could duplicate that.
Is that an okay way to do it?
Absolutely, because with those the mattresses in the bow of the boat, where the angles come down,
right,
and especially they want it thicker, and you have to calculate how wide to make it coming up through the bow of the boat. It's not simple.
So across from Fleet Feet, they could walk in with that and say, "Hey, I need this," and you can use that as a template.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and you do have some that are already made. They were made in the factory, and the
regular
mattresses are ready. Yeah, regular mattresses.
If somebody needed something right away.
Ready to go, and you got them up in Cicero on Route 11 across from
we keep a lot of them in North Syracuse because that's primarily a cash and carry store.
Yeah, and we just got a box spring this week too, Tom.
Very nice.
Yeah, we got it from someplace else. No, we got it from Charlie.
Charlie, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you, and we'll send people over to Mattress Makers. MattressMakersSyracuse.com. MattressMakersSyracuse.com, and go get the mattress the right way and pay the right price. Have a good rest of the day, Charlie.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, Steve, we've got John Kamuta. He's the president, and Jason Mahalik is the assistant technology professional over there at CNY Medical Products. Maybe we can get you a bariatric chair.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'll ask, Tom.
A sit-stand thingy. All right, we'll talk to them next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back again right here on The Local Show with Tom and Steve on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM. Is our picture up on the big billboard, the Steve billboard?
You know, you're so annoying, but you know
your
that.
favorite thing.
Well, the billboard on 690 over there's been getting a lot of traffic. I told Charlie we were talking earlier.
Right.
About 190,000 sets of eyes a week.
Yeah.
Right there by Teal, you see it. So we're in the rotation sometimes.
Okay, we are. All right.
Because we got customers that are more important than us on the board. So they're in there. But I think that was before you had your skin tags removed, Tom. So maybe it'll require more room.
They might have to zoom in and say,
we'll do extensions on the board. You know,
we have a mole. Is that a mole? No. They weren't that bad. But anyway, Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, one of our key sponsors here at the Broadcast Central. Go ahead and talk about that.
It's been a long time. They've been working with us here, a dozen years?
Yeah.
And they've grown, and people need someone in that space. If you don't have someone in that space, you're in trouble.
Yes, Wills.
Because it won't end well, even when you end, if you end well or don't end well, because things just get moved around. And, and the state has a plan.
Yep, and you don't want that plan.
I'm going to go, I don't know, maybe if you're a Hochul fan, I'm sorry, for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, you're talking to one person probably.
And they're like, quick, flip it over to NPR. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, politics aside. So protecting your home and life savings, they know what they're doing.
Yes.
And they do it every day. And if you haven't done it, update it, do it, have that conversation. 370-9977.
Yes.
SafeHarborWillsandTrust.com, 370-9977. Yes, it's the weekend. Leave a message. They'll call you back.
Good. Well, they'll call you back. They won't call you back.
Well, no.
Steve. They won't call
true.
Steve. Yeah. Okay. Hey, we've got some people. We've had Jason Mahalik on the show before, but he brought along John Kamuta, who's the president of CNY Medical Products, and then Jason is here as well, Jason Mahalik. How are you guys doing?
Good.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me do that.
Why don't you
for
turn his microphone on, Tom?
We've got
Do you want me to do
two
that?
guests. That's right. Two guests. That means you have to pay double, folks, when you're listening, because we have two. So let's explain who you guys are. So let's start with John. John, you are, your last name is pronounced Kamuta.
Kamuta.
Yeah, Kamuta. Are you Italian or?
Polish.
Polish?
Yep.
But you got an A on the end.
My great-grandfather, when he came across, they shortened it from Komojinski.
Oh, gotcha. All right. That
It
makes
was
sense.
easier to spell Kamuta.
Yeah.
So you're not one of Tom's people.
You're not one
That's
of my
good.
people. That's okay. But still, I have been in the DJ business so long, and I've played a lot of pure Polish weddings. Mm-hmm. Best food ever.
Yeah. Good time.
Yeah, wamki. Pierogies and
Did you ever do the Polish home back in the day?
Oh,
on TL?
absolutely. Yeah.
So back when you and I were doing 35 years ago, when I was photographing weddings, I remember the Polish home, and the folks would dance with the spoon. The ladies that serve would dance around the thing.
Fun stuff. Real party people,
yes,
too. Polish people, party. Anyway, so what made you get into this business? And did you start it?
Yep. This was actually my third business.
Third?
Yeah.
What else did you do?
Went through the part-time police academy became a part-time private investigator with a gentleman.
That's a thing, huh?
Oh, yeah. And hated that. Father-in-law talked me into getting into the restaurant business, and we bought an Italian restaurant up on the north side called Tino's.
Oh, yeah, I remember Tino's.
Big pizza place.
Yes.
Did that for several years, and then decided that was just too much time invested in, away from the family.
Right.
And a friend of ours who owned Eastern Ambulance were getting into, they were taking the people to the hospital, but weren't getting the equipment for them going home. And they decided to get into the business and needed someone to run it for them. So he talked me into getting involved in that. Did that for a year, left them, and kept getting phone calls about doing it myself. And
there you go.
They said they'd support me.
You're quite the entrepreneur.
Here we are 44 years later.
Well,
44 years, and you can't be over 38, I'm guessing, in that world?
Yeah, kind of close to that.
Close enough.
39 maybe.
Yeah. So tell us, what kind of products do you have? I mean, what
Well, our
makes...
specialty was and has been complex rehab, high-end power wheelchairs, manual chairs, but we also are involved in custom seating systems for the severely handicapped and disabled.
Interesting.
So we've been doing that almost as long, about 42 years.
So what is custom seating for someone that's disabled?
Well, it's the way they perform, how they can sit, their tolerance levels to prevent pressure sores, how functional their lives are. So we'll make a custom seating system and mold it to them so they can perform their activities of daily living.
You're not building the product, though, right?
We're building the seating. Yes.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes. We actually, my dad came from a construction background.
Gotcha.
So we built the shop. We actually started with buying our stuff from a company out of Canada. Mm-hmm. And then it would come into us, and we'd have to take it all apart and rebuild it to make it work. So we said, well, we may as well start from the beginning, and that's what we did. We just,
Well, that's very unique about your business. Yes.
we mold plastic. We use a lot of wood for seatings, but different foams, pressure relieving foams. Over the years, Jason, I got him involved in it. We attended the International Seating Symposium every 2 years.
And that's a thing, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right at Pittsburgh University.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been doing that every 2 years, and we get credits, CEUs, because we're certified. You have to be certified in order
To be able to do that.
to do it through Medicare and Medicaid.
So there are places that sell medical products, and I'll say like walkers and all these things. You actually custom make
A lot of stuff.
these solutions. That's very,
Right.
very, 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 very unique.
Along with having a full product line and all that.
Right.
Jason, what do you do?
Many hats.
Yeah, sure.
I actually started out doing the manufacturing side of it.
Okay. You were building?
17 years I've been doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm very versed in creating what we need for the custom seating. And now I'm working on the other side of the business,
Right.
doing the sales and helping design what the person that would be making it would be doing,
I
which is
gotcha.
also me currently.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
Did
if you
have a
understand the
question?
backside,
Yeah,
you're right.
it makes it a lot easier to transition.
it's not like, okay, here's the seat 5250 with cheese. You're here. How's it work?
Yeah. I understand it from the inside
You're an
out.
architect,
So,
more or less, on it. That's interesting.
That's how I'm able to handle Steve. I understand things from the backside.
We're the only ones in most of New York State that actually still do and build the custom seating
Yeah, upstate,
Now that
central.
wouldn't be for the consumer. That's probably for like.
for the consumer.
Oh, really? I was thinking it was like for hospitals
We
or.
work closely with
rehab
physical
centers.
therapists, occupational therapists, seating specialists, doctors,
golly.
and hospitals and their clinics. We do a lot of pediatrics. I cover myself. I cover almost 9 counties myself. I'm all over the place.
Wow.
And do custom molded systems where we'll actually mold someone due to their spinal or physical disabilities and deformities.
That's
That is
incredible.
amazing because you talked about sores earlier. You referenced that. So if something didn't fit, it could make a problem worse.
Yes.
So here's a solution for you to be able to get around. But if it's creating other problems, that's no solution.
Well, the goal is also to try to make them more independent and become functional. Everything's based really on them, their activities of daily living. Just be able to go up and brush their teeth, wash, maybe cook, feed themselves at a table, be supported because they may not have the balance to support themselves.
Goodness. Now you have to get all those specs from doctors and physical therapists.
We work with the therapists and we do all the measurements with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. That's incredible.
Wow. So they can find information and they call, they can find stuff at 428-9945, correct?
Yeah.
And they can ask questions because this isn't in the custom seating, this is very unique stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. But they also, and it's also CNYMedPro.com, right. But all the other medical supplies, all the things that people would think they need if they need a regular lift or they need a
cane.
It's a vast surplus. Yes?
Well, we've actually backed out of what we call the patient aids side of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because of what Medicare and Medicaid have done with lowering reimbursement rates.
I see.
I mean, now and then with the internet, they can buy a cane or a crutch or a walker.
Oh, that's true. I never thought about that.
Online cheaper than we can buy it and supply
So
it.
this is custom solutions for people that have struggles primarily.
Right.
Great,
Yes,
Tom.
very good. Well, thank you very much, John and Jason, right there from CNYMedPro.com. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Andy Lamarand is coming up next. He's the owner of, he's the general manager of Cloud9 Creamery and Cafe. I think he's the owner, too. I'm not sure what.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, right here on The Local Show. Stick around.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
All right, we're back again, and we do appreciate you spending some quality time with us. Springtime, you know, when there was no snow, it was just rain, I could smell the worms. Those of us who fish,
it's true.
Can't you smell it in the morning?
When I was a little kid, when I was tiny, Tom, which was
that was never
a long time ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When they would come out in the spring.
Yes.
When we first moved here, I was 3 or 4. We were from Arizona, and we've been there. I used to call our house the worm house because on the driveway. In the spring like this, there'd be worms all over. And to me, it's like, hey, it's time to go fishing.
That's right.
But there'd be worms all over.
Smell the spring in the air.
Yes,
like that.
Yes, and the worms on the driveway.
Very nice.
You know.
Now, someplace that I can't smell worms from is my roof. If I was standing on the roof, I don't know that I could smell it all the way down there. But we have roofing people for that.
Yeah, we do. I was just talking to Sean Dupree over at Top Notch Roofing, actually several times this week, and I got a text this morning from someone said, "Do you know a roofer?" And it's funny how that works.
Yeah.
If you got to get a quote on a roof, I'll tell you, Sean does a great job. Very deliberate, very, very simple conversation. He's not a slick, fancy, fast talking guy. Get you a quote, and they do some real quality construction stuff around. But it's roofing season, so if you want a quote on a roof, call Sean. 247, I'll get that right, Tom.
Yes.
247-0628. So I'll do that again, and I'll try to be less clunky. Get a quote on your roof, or maybe just look at it in an inspection. 247-0628. Top Notch Roofing, Sean Dupree.
Very good. Andy Lamarand is with us right now. He's the general manager of Cloud9 Creamery and Cafe. They're located right there on Route 11 do we consider? Yeah, it's Cicero. I'm going to say Cicero, right?
Yeah, it's a couple doors up from the Cicero Town Hall.
Yeah, and right across from the church that I go to. So that's over there at Sacred Heart. So, Andy, how are you, man?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Doing great.
How long have you been in this business?
I've been in his business a year.
Okay.
I've been in many different aspects of the restaurant business and retail management over the past 50 years. So
sure. Now, so this is your son's business.
This is my son's business.
And what's his name?
One of my son's business. His name is AJ.
AJ, okay.
Yeah. He is a certified public accountant and
no kidding.
And an attorney.
Really?
Oh, my goodness. And he's got a sweet tooth.
Well, he wanted to do something where people smiled. They don't smile when they go to the lawyer. They don't smile when they go to their accountant. So one of his clients was selling the business, and he bought it a few years ago.
Isn't that something?
It's a great location there.
It is a nice location. A lot of traffic.
Absolutely.
A lot of traffic.
So what makes it a little different than, a regular full-on just ice cream store?
We have indoor seating. We have well over 50 hard ice creams, Perry's hard ice cream. We have 6 different soft serves. We do it all. We have a cafe, so it's going to be great. We're opening tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic weather. We do have indoor seating.
What's that? What's in the cafe? What can we?
Cafe. We do breakfast sandwiches. We open at 7 in the morning. We do breakfast sandwiches.
I didn't know that.
Coffee, latte.
Gee. That's nice.
All kind of pastries.
You got some
when we were kids, Tom, Sarone's owed that. It was like, this is when I went to school. Because I remember we went over, because I was in school with them, and it was like, oh, we're going over. Dad owns the ice cream shop. And they lived right up on Gillette Road. I think that's wherever it shoots up there.
Right on the corner of Gillette.
We go up there, and it was like, wow, we're in the ice cream place. And it was, you're a kid. Ice cream, free ice cream is even better.
Right.
And I just remember that.
People still love their ice cream.
They do. And do you have to post the calories? Let's be honest. How's that work? What's the law?
No. Depends on who's serving you ice cream. It depends on the calories, because it's not really a controlled amount. So
why Perry's? I mean, I know that Perry's says pick Perry's for the fun of it, but
the flavors are fantastic.
Are they?
And the selection is bar none the biggest in the business.
Okay.
Their customer service is fantastic.
Ice cream, Tom. What's your favorite flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Okay. Do you like the chalkier mint chocolate chip, or the more?
I'll take it either way.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes it's got that.
I love it. I do. I like the big chunks of chocolate in it, and then they make some with like little tiny chocolates in it and stuff like that.
Do you like pistachio?
I haven't had it in a while. I do like pistachio.
Yeah, but it's mint-ish, but it's pistachio.
Right.
And there never seems to be enough nuts in it.
No.
You always got to add some.
We got nuts.
Yeah. What kind?
What kind? We have Spanish nuts. We have crushed nuts. We have almonds. We have
macadamias.
No macadamia. We have all the different, any topping that you could possibly want.
Wow.
Mix it, match
How long is too long to stand in line?
Yeah. Right. What do you do when you get those big lines, huh?
We have a lot of helpers. It's usually not till summertime when it's warmer out.
Yeah.
Right now, with this fantastic weather we're having this weekend, there shan't be any lines. But you can come inside, and we have a heated dining area. We have tables. And
do you have any entertainment over there?
We have entertainment, usually in the summertime. In the warmer weather, he has a couple different acts that he does on Fridays and Saturday nights.
Okay.
Live entertainment. He does Halloween. He does that trunk or treat on Halloween.
Gotcha.
He does as much as he can to get involved with the community.
Right.
Does a lot of stuff online to help out the veterans, discounts. He does a lot.
That's nice.
He knows a lot of people.
I know that back when I was a kid and I lived in the Valley, my father used to take us to an ice cream place after church. So how's things go for you on Sunday? Are you open?
We're open every day.
Oh, really?
And right across from the Catholic Church. They get a lot of people there.
Right now we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday till it warms up a little bit and we get some of our help out of the high school.
Yes.
But I work every day, so it doesn't matter if you want coffee or ice cream. I will do either.
So when we tip, are we tipping the kids that work there, or are you getting the tips? Let's be honest.
Depends on whoever's working.
Okay.
What kind of coffee you have there?
We have
your own brand, or can't you expose?
Espresso. No, it's a local roasted company.
Gotcha.
From I forgot what her name is. Her name is Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
She does.
So it's
coffee,
a special
pastries.
brand,
It's roasted locally.
Nice.
Do you like coffee ice cream, Tom?
No, I do not.
My
father used to like that.
I will take French vanilla soft ice cream,
Yes.
put a couple teaspoons of coffee in it, in the vanilla, and it gives it that little flavor.
I have one that I do with an espresso.
Okay, keep going.
Drive you crazy.
Tell me what's in it. Tell me about it.
It's a couple shots of espresso over a French roast ice cream. Ooh, yeah. I can make it into a shake. I can get you a coffee ice cream.
Throw a few almonds in there, pistachios.
Yeah, nice.
You know.
As far as the food goes, would we go over there for lunch? Like if Steve and I had a client, we'd bring a client over there.
Made to order. You can stop right in or call ahead. We will.
You got some wraps, or you got some?
We got wraps. We got bagels. I do all kinds of breakfast sandwiches. We got different kinds of breads, croissants.
Fish? Do you do any fish over there?
Not at this time. We have not yet. We're thinking about doing some outdoor cooking this summer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tell us about your gluten-free, calorie-free ice cream.
We have dairy-free ice cream.
Do you dairy-free? Do you have any sugar-free?
Yes, we have one sugar-free
Just
and
one, okay.
we have two dairy-free.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
Cookies and cream and vanilla.
Do you haven't made it out of meat so Tom can eat it?
No, I'd have an ice cream. I'm still having a little ice cream. You got to live, right?
You got to live.
Well, thank you so much. We look forward to visiting you over there, Andy Lamarand, and your son is, once again, what's his name?
Son is AJ.
Okay,
Yep.
so AJ will be there as well, and that's Cloud 9 Creamery and Cafe right across from Sacred Heart Church on Route 11, next to Borio's Chiropractic and all that.
Right there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Kick it off hour number 2 of the local show. We're going to have a conversation with Dr. Nicole Grassi. She's the owner of Luminé Dental Aesthetics. Lauren Cochin is the president of The Most. And then Greg Labar is the manager of Preferred Power Sports. And finally, James Mason, the business manager of North Atlantic State's Regional Council of Carpenters. Right here on the local show. Stick around. Hour number 2 starts really soon.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Dr. Nicole Grassi. She's the owner of Luminé Dental Aesthetics. And then Lauren Cochin is the president of The Most. That's the Museum of Science and Technology, for those of you keeping up with things. Greg Labar stops by. He's the manager at Preferred Power Sports. And finally, James Mason, the business manager at the Carpenters Union here locally. Right now, we bring a new person on to the show. We're happy to have her. Don't make her uncomfortable, Steve.
Oh, my gosh.
Dr. Nicole Grassi is the
Oh, sorry.
owner of Luminé Dental Aesthetics. How are you, Doc?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to meet you and all that. Am I saying the name right? Is it Luminé?
Yes.
Oh,
That's perfect.
look at how I did that, huh?
Yeah, well,
And
you
I
should
don't
be
even
proud of
speak
yourself.
French. I don't even speak French.
You can tell him he's wrong. Feel free.
Oh, no. So if you want to follow along, folks, they have a nice website. It's luminedental.com, and that's spelled Lumine dental.com. So you can follow along with that. Dr. Nicole, have you been around? Did you grow up here around Syracuse?
Yeah. I grew up in Weedsport, and then I did all of my schooling in Buffalo.
Okay.
I did all my postgraduate residencies in Jersey City, in the Bronx, and then I practiced in Manhattan for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look that old. Can we ask how old she is? Is that legal?
We can ask
Is that a legal
because
thing?
she's not too old to be offended.
Right, of course.
37.
30, are you really? Hey, see the Italian genes? It's like me. You know, I'm 60.
Really?
Yeah. See, and I
That's
say the
totally
same about.
surprising.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Yeah.
See, we have that young gene. Steve is 110, but he looks it. He wears it.
But Tom,
not
she's
well.
not carrying an extra 100 pounds like you are.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, that's great. Yeah, you've been around the horn there for a little bit. Now, down in Buffalo, correct me if I'm wrong, they're known for their dental school down there.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And did you always want to be a dentist, a full-fledged dentist?
Yeah, and I'm not sure like what started it. I found some old like journal school assignment from when I was in middle school saying I wanted to be a dentist, and I was like, oh, I don't remember wanting to be a dentist back then, but I had a lot of braces and headgear and like all that fun stuff, and it made me start to notice people's teeth a lot.
So hold on. So you're a dentist. Dentists are scary. Change my mind.
So at our office, we say we specialize in anxious patients because we get anxious patients who refer their anxious friends. We go very slow. We always make sure the patient's totally comfortable, totally numb. We have hand gestures so they can stop us at any time.
Wait, before you start?
Yeah, if needed.
Well, you gotta start, Steve.
But we're never in a rush with our patients. It's all about like their comfort and just helping them understand why they need.
Can you make them unconscious when they have to do these things?
We can do what's called oral sedation, but they're still conscious.
Okay. Well, I liked it until you said they're still conscious. So you're just stoned, right?
You're calm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're calm. That's something. Now, are you the only dentist in the practice? So it's just you. Mm-hmm. And do you have some hygienists there, or?
Yes, we have one hygienist. We haven't been open 2 years yet, so she's part-time right now.
Okay.
And where are you?
In the Wegmans DeWitt Plaza next to Apricot Lane.
Okay. I know where Wegmans is. What's Apricot Lane? Is it a store or a street?
Yeah, it's a store. Okay. So when you're driving into Wegmans, if you look to the right, there's a strip of businesses there.
Okay.
There's like a nail salon.
On Apricot Lane, I imagine. Yeah, okay.
There's a yoga studio.
And I know where you are. Yes.
Tom, you know what was there forever ago?
No.
Service merchandise.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
How about that?
I do remember that.
Yeah, a whole lot.
That's fun.
So what do you enjoy the most about doing? You're smiling. You obviously have fun doing this. You seem to be in your happy place. How and why? What makes you happy about it?
There's just so many different facets to dentistry. Some of it is, you're getting someone out of pain, either with like an extraction or if they need a root canal, which I know has a bad rap,
Right.
but
well deserved.
root canals shouldn't be painful, so it kind of just depends on the practitioner. But yeah, and we do a lot of cosmetic stuff, which can be really fun. Sometimes people have teeth that they're just like not the right size for their face, or they've got enamel developmental problems, so their enamel's all like scratchy and stains brown and things like that. So doing like veneers and just kind of redoing the smile that the patient always wanted but they couldn't have is really rewarding.
So you're kind of an artist with teeth.
Yeah.
In a way.
It is very
and
artistic.
I was going to ask you about that name because it's Luminé and it's aesthetic dentistry. So explain to us what the difference would be from just a typical dentist.
I didn't know what that word meant.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Okay,
that's why I figured she could explain.
Yeah, Luminé, it's like illuminated. So like if somebody has a really big smile, they're kind of lighting up the room from the inside out. So people come to us where they're literally in tears and they say, I haven't smiled in years. And it's the saddest thing. And it's something that can be fixed, like little by little. Not everybody can come in and redo like all their teeth,
Right.
But as far as how we're different is we do comprehensive treatment. We really look at the patient's bite and alignment. If they have TMJ issues, we treat that. But we also do general dentistry.
Okay, so you take insurance and things like that?
Yes.
Okay. So why didn't you hunker down and hang your shingle in Wheatsport, where you came from? Why did you decide to go in the eastern suburbs of area?
I haven't been in Wheatsport since I was 17 when I graduated high school.
Hasn't changed.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't really identify with it anymore.
Not many people do.
And then
I spent most of my adult life like in Buffalo and New York City. So it's a little too small and quiet for me.
Okay. So then you came back up from New York City. Why not settle down in the lower part of New York?
It's super competitive, and dental offices are open nights, weekends, Saturdays. I was working 6 days a week, nights, early mornings. It really takes a toll. And to be competitive, you need to do that. Like, you have to be open those hours. It's the only city where, like, people really cannot get away from work for a dental appointment. They want to come in at like 8 o'clock at night.
Now, have you started a family yet, or do you have a family?
Yeah, I have a little boy. He's turning 1 on the 6th.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Congratulations. You have a party, smush cake in his own face,
Yes.
that whole thing.
He's going to have I guess they call it a smash cake.
Oh, really?
They actually make one? I just did it. I didn't know there was rules for this.
They make them now. They didn't do that when we were kids, but
Yeah.
they'll make like a little cake for it.
Do you let him eat sweets then, huh? Yeah.
Well, that will be it.
No more. So what's the process? If someone maybe is estranged from their dentist or maybe not having good experience, has been putting it off for a long time or is terrified, how do they start?
They can call the office to make an appointment. We have online booking through our website. Just, whenever they're ready, the hardest part can be just making that first appointment and getting yourself there. And once people are there, they do feel calm. They do feel at ease. Our office doesn't look like a dental office. It looks like, you're walking into a hotel lobby almost.
Very nice.
I did a lot to try to make it not feel clinical.
That's good, because Steve is really terrified, but believe it or not, as big and gangly as he is.
No, when I was a kid, we went to a dentist. It would basically put their knee on your chest, say shut up, and start ripping teeth out. So there's a little bit from there.
Yes.
So I'm assuming you don't do that at your practice. Okay. So is it 317.37? Is that the right number?
Yes.
300, yeah.
Okay, yes.
1737.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So, yes. So
the way he says everything makes people confused. Trust me.
If someone needs to do something and want to maybe just have a conversation with you just to start about where they're at in their process, the phone number is in area code 315. That's the big one, Tom. The big one. 300-1737. So I said it. 300.
That's very nice. And
1737.
The most important question is, if I wanted to get a set of wooden teeth for Steve, could I do that?
There's no
wooden teeth anymore? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Darn it.
So,
well, anyway, it's a thought. If you want to be in a very nice disarming type, place where you're comfortable, see Dr. Nicole Grassi, owner of Luminé Dental Aesthetics. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll have you back again, okay? All right, coming up next, we're going to talk with Lauren Cochin. She's the president of the MOST Museum of Science and Technology right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR. Stick around.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back up to it. It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve from Zoey Advertising, which is the mothership that we hail from, Zoey Advertising. Full service advertising company, right?
What does that mean, Tom?
I don't know. Well, we do radio commercials and television commercials.
Well, your voice, every other commercial in WSYR is Tom. I hear you all the time.
We do all of that, but we can certainly cast it. And then we do things like, podcasts and this local show, and then billboards. And,
that's
print design.
All of the things, and a ton of digital, ton of social.
Right.
People, can cut their own hair, but it doesn't make any sense.
No.
Right. So people think, I'm going to save money. I'm going to go direct. And then they don't put those spaces in the right places.
Right.
And things don't work. Well, marketing doesn't work. Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
If you have professionals do it and you have a team, right? You want to kind of set it and forget it. You want to get the team working on it, and then you go off and do what you do well.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your
what do I do well, Tom?
You don't, but the team does pretty good. Hey, look, we've got a new guest to the show. I think she's been on before, but I don't know. It seems like, and we've had her people on. Lauren Cochin. She's the president of the MOST, the Museum of Science and Technology, most.org. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. So are you from Syracuse? Are you from around here?
I am. I'm a lifer. Yep.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to ESM high school.
Yeah.
Actually, it's where my kids go now.
Yeah.
And actually went to SU. So native lifer, the whole thing.
Wow. No kidding. What'd you go to SU for? What?
Public relations.
Okay.
And then, this was back a long time ago, before SU had sports public relations and sports majors, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. So also did a lot of sports internships throughout my college career. And then
Anywhere fun?
Crunch, yeah, everywhere fun.
Yeah.
Crunch, SU Athletics was then the Sky Chiefs, and
There we go.
My first job was in pro hockey, and I was like, oh, actually, it turns out I don't like working in sports.
Sometimes it takes doing it to figure out what
Yeah.
you like and don't like,
Exactly.
right?
And an internship's a lot different than a job.
Yeah,
I came back home for my master's after working for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, and never left since.
So, and would you get your master's in public relations or?
Sort of. It was called at the time, and this might have also changed, media management. So it was
Okay.
half MBA, half communications.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I think everybody benefits from having some business finance classes, no
Isn't
matter
that
what you
right?
do.
Right.
Nobody can do math anymore.
No.
Tom.
Steve could
Common Core
benefit.
is not helping our cause
no.
either, I'll tell you what.
Steve is taking English as a first language.
Come on.
We're working on that right now.
And Tom hasn't known what X was since 9th grade.
I know. X over Y equals something.
Right.
So what brought you over to the most? What,
So I've been there, I think it's almost 9 years.
oh, gosh.
But most of my career since grad school has been in nonprofit work.
Okay.
My first job was at Syracuse Stage, which actually was a lot like sports,
Oh, right.
entertainment and all of that.
Right.
And then my career just led me from there to Arc of Onondaga, which helps people with disabilities.
Okay.
And I found out there that I was really good at fundraising, which is obviously really important
How
to
many
a
years were you
nonprofit.
at ARC?
5.
Yeah, see, I think I know you from there, too. Yeah,
could be it.
that could be. Okay, maybe we had her on when she was ARC.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
probably. Yes.
That was probably
Yep.
it. Okay, well,
Just tell me
anyway.
it's
'cause I-
wrong. Just tell me it's wrong.
No,
Don't
I think
overdo
that
it,
is right because
Yeah.
I did a lot more of
Right,
that.
that makes sense.
And then I was recruited to come to the most from ARC because, if we want to feel really old and talk about marketing and ad agencies and all of
Yes.
that great stuff, I was ARC. We did a lot of digital advertising and we did a lot of social media. And at that time, it was
Right.
new, and I was like, oh,
Correct.
wow,
Yeah, that was new
she's really
stuff.
good at this. It's like, yeah, it's just because
Because you did it.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
but you've been at the most for quite some time, and they've
Yeah.
remodeled and they've done all sorts of stuff. Tell us what's going on. What's new over there?
Oh my gosh, we've done a lot in the last several years. When I became president, we had a 5-year plan that included a lot of exhibit improvements, a lot of building improvements, marketing you name it. And it was right around COVID. And so what was really obviously terrible and tragic almost became, at least for us, an opportunity to just fast forward all of that.
Right.
So we took a 5-year plan and condensed it into 2 because we were closed.
Right,
So-
you were able to
Oh,
do
there you
stuff.
go.
Yeah.
We didn't have kids running around, and
Yeah.
we were spread out enough that we could report to work. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, we were fortunate enough to not only receive the federal funding a lot of companies did, but we also received extra funding as a ticketed institution. So they had these shuttered venue grants.
Gotcha.
And so we were able to use some of that funding too to pay for all of these improvements.
So
that
what
would-
did you do?
Excellent. Yeah,
Tell us
so
what you
what's-
did.
Oh,
What's
almost
cool?
every permanent exhibit has been updated.
Okay.
So the permanent ones are things like the Dino Zone and the Life Sciences exhibit with the giant heart and giant brain. And so all of those got sort of a refresh.
Yeah.
One of the downsides of being in science and technology is it changes.
Yeah, it does
fairly
change
quickly.
rapidly.
You
Yeah,
need to keep up with
So
it.
it's not like the one when it was over 40 years ago, over on the other street there. And I remember at the end of there's the bicycle, and you'd pedal it hard, and the light bulb would go on. That was about the edgiest thing in the place 40 years ago.
We have a new version of that though because it is so cool, right?
You like pedaling the bulbs.
Energy is
lit.
right. Yes. So we have one of those still in our energy exhibit. But yes, we have a lot more. We've grown from that small little storefront, which is now Al's, to 35,000 square feet of exhibits.
That's nice.
The newest exhibits being a Micron exhibit that we opened last fall.
How about Rob O'Connor? Is he over there? Was he doing something with the esports?
They were actually leasing space from us, which was very cool.
Did they outgrow it?
They outgrew
Already?
it.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
We got to have Rob back on.
In a year. So they're in like something that's like 10 times the space. Well, they're moving into it now.
Okay.
Something that's about 10 times the space. It just shows you how
Golly.
esports is like this rapidly growing.
Huge thing. Yeah.
Yeah, huge industry.
So who goes to the most?
Well, it's mostly schools and school groups on weekdays. We have probably over, I'd say, 20 to 30,000 students that come through annually.
Golly.
But the rest of that is largely families that come on weekends and breaks. And we have about 130,000 annual visitors.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We've grown and gotten really busy. A lot of grandparents will come too. And bring the kids, but it's everybody, and we try to specifically target adults that maybe don't want to bring their kids or don't have kids yet, with some of our like evening events, sort of one-off things. But the normal foot traffic is usually parents with kids, like let's say K through 8.
A lot of tourists.
Yeah. During break weeks, tourists more so like. If they're visiting family in Syracuse,
right,
and in summer, certainly. One cool thing about the most is we're a member of ASTC,
which is
the Science and Technology Center Association. And there's hundreds of museums all over the world. So if you have a most membership, if you purchase one, your admission is free for the year, but your admission is also free to like 350 reciprocal museums.
Okay.
So a lot of times the tourists are coming in for free.
Okay.
Because they're a member of, let's say, the Boston Science Center or even the Corning Museum of Glass. Which is really cool. So I think that helps us get foot traffic from all over the world.
Right.
Do you have any events coming up? Anything that that we should be aware of in the community?
Yeah, well, April is a crazy month, but the eclipse is the biggie festival.
Monday, right around the corner, right here.
Monday the 8th, that we've been planning for about 2 years now. It's like we've been planning for 2 years, and now all of a sudden it's happening on Monday.
Right.
So from noon to 4. Because Syracuse is in the path of totality.
Okay.
Syracuse being in the path of totality for about 90 seconds.
Gotcha.
On our most lawn, we'll have a great view of it.
Nice.
So we have a festival from noon to 4. It's free.
Oh, okay.
We'll have food trucks. We will have tables. We have somebody from NASA coming, who's from Syracuse.
Oh, okay.
And she's going to have a table set up for kids and.
So all kinds of information at most.org?
Yep, most.org, right on the main page.
The path of totality.
Yes. And after the eclipse, goes by, you can have Steve come by. He's a walking eclipse.
Oh, come on.
He can eclipse just about anything.
On the path of totality.
Yes. That's it. Hey, thank you so much, Lauren, and for all that you do over there. We appreciate it. Okay. Greg LeBar is coming up next. He's the manager of Preferred Power Sports right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found everybody's happy place, so now it's going to be your happy place right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM. We call it The Local Show. Steve calls it a chance for himself to relax.
And everybody knows, and everybody's heard me say, when this started 4 years ago as 1 hour in an experiment, and then grew and grew and grew. I said, Tom, I want you to the show, and you wouldn't do it without me. You begged me. You need me on that mic. You want me on that mic.
The reason why you wanted me to do it myself is so that you could go off and play on the weekends, and I'd have to be stuck in the studio.
I am not discounting that for a second, just to be clear.
It wasn't because I'm good at it or anything like that.
Just to be clear, that's true.
Underhanded comment.
But you're always like, Steve wants the mic. I don't want the mic.
You do, too. You like the glory. You walk around.
I get to hear every week, who's that guy with the good voice? That guy with the good voice. And it's never me.
I'm surprised you don't have a T-shirt that says, I'm on the local show. We don't have local show shirts. We got Zoey shirts.
That's
we should have
we got the cups and mugs and stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting. We should have shirts.
Yeah, so then what size do you buy? If you give them to guests, I was on the local show, you don't want to offend somebody. What size are you? Well,
I wasn't talking for the guests. I was talking for us.
Oh, okay. Well, that seems right.
Who cares about the guests?
It is a radio show. I don't know. But yes, it streams and people can see it on YouTube. And you mentioned that occasionally.
Steve. So, all right. Well, look, we got a new guest onto the show. His name is Greg LeBar. He's the manager at Preferred Power Sports, preferredpowersports.com if you want to follow along. How are you, Greg?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Very good, my friend. We're always upbeat and fancy free.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
How long have you been in the business of selling recreational fun vehicles?
I started about in 2002.
Okay.
So I've been in about 20 plus years now.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
It's been a little while.
Anything changed in that time?
Oh, just a little bit. A few years, yes.
Well, did you do anything before that, or
I actually come out of the manufacturing industry. Did that for about 6-7 years. Started at different ownership there, and moved in with kind of Sean and kind of took it from there.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it for a while.
That's great. So, you guys have a big product line over there. Why don't you tell everybody what you sell at Preferred Power Sports?
Easiest way to describe it is we sell fun. I mean, anywhere from snowmobiles to motorcycles to personal watercraft, ATVs, utility vehicles, land, sea, snow.
Yeah, you can see it. It's up in Cicero on the south side of Brewerton, the north part of Cicero. Just come up in Cicero. It's there. You can see. Oh, what do you have, like 500 units on the lot? It's a lot of stuff.
Currently in stock, over 500 units, probably another 500 on the way. Yep.
So if I'm on Route 11, right, and I'm heading north.
Yes.
You just keep going straight, and if you get to, it's right on your right-hand side.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks Brewerton's quite a ways away. It only took me about 8 minutes to get here from the store.
Yeah.
So
and I still think that's like North Cicero. To me, Brewerton is when you go over the river, but that's me.
I live up in Cicero, and we can be there in a stone's throw. And so that also reminds me, Steve. So Steve's made a couple of promises to me that he's broken.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's just listen, folks.
You're supposed to do something with 43 North or 34 North.
We were talking. We were talking about. I wanted to do the boat club thing, and we'll figure out. And haven't done anything with that.
Hasn't done that.
And you wanted to do the country club thing, and you didn't do that.
Well, I could do the country club thing.
So who's letting who down?
And then I wanted to get. I was thinking about getting one of the trikes, one of the 3-wheelers that you have up there, the Can-Ams, right?
The Spiders, yep.
Yeah,
Spiders, Rikers. Yep.
Is that because you can't keep balance on a motorcycle?
Well, I was going to ask you that. Do people find that less masculine than being on a motorcycle, a 2-wheeler?
No, not in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, it's just it's people that just want a different ride. It's a different ride quality.
Yeah.
It's simpler. People that don't feel comfortable with a clutch, things like that, they're fully automatic for the most part.
Oh, are they really?
I want to shift.
I wanted to still be able to shift.
Well, there are some that have I'll call it a push button shift, plus or minus, so you can shift through the gears. They don't necessarily have a clutch.
Okay.
But you can shift through the gears.
A little paddle shifter.
Kind of like a paddle shifter. Yep, similar, something like that.
Very
Absolutely.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I needed something that was going to be big enough for me and the wife. But, 60 years old, but I still want to be in that cool zone. Like when I pull up to the gym, I still want the guys to go, there's a man right there. That's a masculine coming up.
The gym you pull up to is not what they say.
Yeah, who knows what they say. But yeah, I like those. Do you sell a lot of them, this area?
Yeah, we sell probably more Rikers than Spiders, but yeah, plenty of Spider RT Limiteds. Those are the ones you're talking about with the trunk and the bags and all that stuff. Yep, heated seats, heated hand grips, adjustable windshield, very comfortable.
You can ride that all the way up to November.
Absolutely.
And into
ride right into fall season, depending on the weather. This winter, you could have probably rode a little longer.
I was going to say. Right. So the 4-wheelers, can you put any of those on the road? Are they like roadworthy or not roadworthy?
Nope. All your ATVs, utility vehicles are off-road only.
Okay. So anytime we see one on the road, it's illegal.
For the most part, there's some exceptions depending on what state you register.
Right.
In.
Or if they're going from trail to trail and they're cutting through something.
Trail to trail, all that stuff's 100% legal. Yes.
Let's talk boating. Let's talk watercraft right now. So you have a jet boat up there?
Yep. So we got the Sea-Doo Switch. They come anywhere from about 13 foot to 21 foot. Horsepower ranges anywhere from 130 to 230. Seating, you can seat up to 10, 11 people. They're you can transform them, take the seats in, take the seats out.
Oh, that's kind of convenient.
So, you can go from a whole bunch of people to just a couple people and a big...
Well, Steve could fish from there.
Why would someone want that versus dropping an outboard on the outside of the thing on a pontoon-style boat?
So there's nothing hanging below the deck of the boat.
Okay.
It's like a watercraft, so it still introduces water into the intake, spits it out the back, so there's a little less likely that you're going to rip a prop off, things like that.
Okay. What about you mentioned horsepower. How does that translate to speed?
Speed, so 21 foot, 230 horsepower is going to do about 40, 45, depending
that's
on
a lot
water
on the water.
conditions. Who's
With
on it,
you
stuff
in the
like
water, it's going to do about 20.
Yeah.
He'd be like a big sail.
Yes.
Hey, don't piling on.
Catching wind. Catching wind.
So could someone troll with it? Does it go slow too, or is it just got to go fast?
No. Go slow to do just about anything. You can go fishing, tubing behind it, kneeboarding, wakeboarding, skiing, things like that. So depending on the size of the engine, what you want to do with it.
Would that have a heavier or a lighter towing weight than a conventional boat, or in the same space?
It'd be similar to a conventional boat. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And you have the trailers and everything up there.
It comes
right?
with a trailer, so when you purchase the boat, it comes right with a trailer, yes.
Okay.
On the Sea-Doo switch side, Sea-Doo personal watercraft, Yamaha personal watercraft,
Yeah.
jet skis from Kawasaki, trailers sold separately.
Gotcha. So also now let's talk snowmobiles. So it wasn't really snowy here, and that's the way things go up here, right? Sometimes feast or famine. Do you sell a lot though to people that might be in the snowy areas, like up north or from different parts?
Reach quite far. I mean, we could be reaching to New Jersey.
Okay,
into
yeah,
Pennsylvania. You got people coming through that are going to hit the Tug Hill.
Yeah. So it's not like it just dries up just because it's not here in Syracuse. You can market to all those other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Adirondacks, all that stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was looking at the motorcycles, which I don't think anybody would want me to ride.
No,
but boy, they looked.
That wouldn't be good for you.
They looked interesting, and and some of those were very quick machines. I saw some of them there that had a lot of get up and go, and then I saw some touring bikes, and every time I see or I hear a motorcycle, it's a Harley because you hear it.
Yeah, right.
But not everything's a Harley.
No. I mean, you can go anywhere from a Goldwing, that's a very much of a cruiser, through to a sport bike, ZX6 from Cowie, R7 from Yamaha, CBR 600, which is a much more super sport bike. Very similar to the ones that, if anybody watches the Speed Channel, things like that, you can see them race.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So up there, you get treated like a king or a queen, right? When you come in.
Absolutely. Anywhere from king, queen, whatever you want. Yeah, we can make it quick, or we can help you and kind of pick out all your gear and everything for you.
Yeah, I was talking with them in the last week or two. They know what they're doing.
Right.
And that, I think, and not that everybody does or doesn't. It isn't like, hey, here's a sale in the next 5 seconds. They know what they're doing. And I'm convinced they don't want to sell you the wrong thing. And that's what I really heard.
100%. Sometimes we want to take a little extra time to make sure we're getting the right machine for the consumer. It's to meet everybody together is the most important thing for us.
Excellent. That's Greg Labar right there. He's the manager over at Preferred Power Sports. You can go talk with him and the whole crew and get into the right toy for this season.
PreferredPowersports.com, Tom.
All right.
Cicero.
You have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you, guys.
All right. James Mason's coming up next. He's the business manager at the Carpenters Union right here in Syracuse on 570 WSYR. Stick around.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
It's The Local Show with Tom and Steve from Zoey Advertising. So happy to have you along on this springy weekend as time flies by.
Trout season, Tom, opened last week.
Yeah, I heard trout season's supposed to be extra special this year because of the eclipse.
I don't know about that. That part I missed. I didn't go because, unlike you, I had too much work to do.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It used to be a thing. When I was younger, it was like the first day of trout, April 1st, and you would go even if the weather was garbage and stuff. In the last 20 years, I've become a fair weather fisherman a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Well, as you get older, you become a fair weather everything.
Isn't that the truth?
You start wanting creature comforts.
Oh, well, the Mets had their opening day here this week. You know what? No offense, Jason. You couldn't have found me dead there. It was just too cold. And they do a great thing over there. They're great, but it's a weather thing.
When I was younger, me and my best friend James, we used to go up north to the Adirondacks. We had a place on White Lake, but it was just a plot of land.
Who had a place on White Lake?
Well, it's just a plot of land.
On White Lake?
Yeah.
What the heck?
It wasn't on the lake side. It was on the side.
With lake rights?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With lake rights and
You're
everything.
holding out on me, Tom.
I know. I had that for forever. In fact, I think we still own it. I got to ask my dad.
Because that's going around the park. That's like the first thing.
Yeah. I don't know. He may have sold it. But anyway, long story short, or even longer, the grandparents had a place on it. They bought the parcel next to it. So when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, me and James would go up there and we'd camp all, weekend long, and the black flies be biting us all to death and everything. But we loved it, right? That was fun. Now you couldn't catch me dead. I want something with a fireplace and.
You know what happens 30 years after the flies bite you?
What?
Skin tags.
Yes. Maybe that's how I got the skin tags. I don't know. But boy, those are pesky little blighters.
Oh, I know.
Oof, and they itch. All right, James Mason's with us right now, business manager at North Atlantic State Regional Council of Carpenters. It's the union, right?
It's the union. Yeah.
Carpenters Union. Let's be honest. Okay.
All right, that's good. Hey, James, what do you do over there?
It's really hard to explain what I do. My job's different every single day. We do a lot of recruiting and training. That's our biggest thing. Looking for people to train to be the next carpenter.
Right. Were you ever a carpenter yourself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I went through an apprenticeship program, a 4-year apprentice program, I guess about 21, 22 years ago, somewhere around that line.
I gotcha.
I have a hammer, Tom.
Yeah, Steve's got some tools. This is how into it Steve is as a handyman. When his dad passed away, he said to me, "Hey, I got a bunch of tools. Do you want them?"
Well, that's absolutely spot on.
And I'm like, yes, of course. You don't want Steve around hammers and nails and things like that.
No. My dad was a carpenter, but did in a local 12, same union years ago, which to this day serves mom through a pension that mom gets.
Very nice.
And that's an important thing. The benefits are kind of a big deal, aren't they?
Yeah, we have amazing benefits. Honestly, the pension's like hitting the win for life.
Yeah.
Once you start collecting it, you collect it for the rest of your life, and their spouse can get it too.
So when you're a union carpenter, is that different than chucking a truck?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're doing mostly commercial work.
Okay.
We're doing the schools, the office buildings, like where we're sitting here.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. We don't do a lot of residential stuff unless it's something that's really high end.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yep. Now, what if you were a union carpenter and you wanted to do some of that residential stuff? Can you? Or?
There's absolutely opportunities to do that. But like I said, it's mostly high end residential stuff or multifamily. We do a lot of the apartment buildings and multifamily kind of stuff.
Have you heard of this thing called Micron? Is there any truth to that? Because people say it's not happening. They're just fooling us. They're going to pull the rug out from underneath us. Talk to us about the big M.
Yeah, we're having regular meetings already with Micron, looking at gearing up and bringing on some new members to work on that project. So we have a astronomical amount of people that we're going to need on that project here locally, up over 1,000, up to 1,700 carpenters.
Jeez. Just for that. Now, imagine all of the other companies that are coming in to support Micron. They're going to need build-outs.
Right.
And things
yeah,
like that
absolutely. Too. I mean, right down to they're going to be putting new roadways in, expanding schools around here to take on all the new employees that are working at Micron. So there's a tremendous amount of work coming.
Yeah. And you have to be skilled these days because, the days of like my grandfather used to say, cut once or measure once, cut twice. No. Something about cutting the proper way. But like, the old saw, you one saw fits all, right? Yes. And you'd be doing it by hand. Let the saw do the work, he used to say, right? But now with all the new technologies out there, are you guys all geared up to teach people with these latest technologies?
Yeah, we absolutely are. I've been on staff for the Carpenters for about 7 years. Mm-hmm. It's crazy how much the technology has changed just in that 7 years. Wow. I was talking, my kid's an apprentice carpenter right now, and I was talking to him about when I was laying out in the field, getting ready to build stuff, we used a transit, a theodolite, and a builder's level. Now they use a total station that talks to the GPS, and I have absolutely no idea how to use the new stuff.
Oh my goodness.
That's incredible.
So you've recruited your own son to do this, so you must believe in it. This isn't nepotism. This is an opportunity. What opportunities might kids or grandkids of listeners or folks that maybe have some experience have in as part of the union? Yeah,
we're looking for people with zero experience all the way up to people that can come right in as a journey level carpenter. So it's wide open for them. If you don't have experience, we have a pre-apprentice training program. We actually have one going right now that's absolutely free for some to do. And then our 4-level apprenticeship training program, that's something all of the members chip in for. So there's no out-of-pocket expense on that. We even offer college, too. You can actually graduate the apprentice program with an associate's degree in construction management.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And it's not like the old days, you might have been grinding it out there for a while trying to make a living. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just, going by my experience, anecdotal, experience. But nowadays, you can make six-figure income easily, right?
Oh, yeah, easily make six-figure incomes. If you're working especially like the I-81 project, those guys, they're about $35 an hour in their check plus another $20-some an hour just in benefits.
Don't give Tom any ideas because he's here at the local show.
I heard he can use the tools. So
he's got those tools.
Sorry, Steve.
Hey, I bought a laser this year. That's fun too.
A laser to what? Cut out your skin tags?
Well, when I was when I was doing remodeling my kitchen after the contractor that wasn't union messed it up, then I had to do some repair work. But I bought to level things and measure. You can use these lasers now. It's wonderful. You set it up and you got a plumb line. I don't have to snap the line anymore. It's really cool.
Yep. And it doesn't lie either. They're always right.
Yeah, they're right on. And that's why everything's straight. So I'm crooked. But
who could qualify to participate as a carpenter?
So right now, anybody that has a high school diploma can graduate the high school diploma and then just get right into our apprentice program. Yeah. And then someone that has a substantial amount of experience, I would say someone with 6-7 years experience related to carpentry, we kind of lean towards commercial.
Sure.
They can come in right at a journey level carpenters. So
do they apply online at thecarpenters277.com or do they call or what's the best way to do this?
Yeah, they can do either one. They can apply online or call. We do the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. We do information sessions right at our training center right here in Syracuse at 6920 Princeton Court.
Yeah, numbers mean nothing to us. Yeah. Well, where's it near?
You know what Puro Funeral Home is?
Yes, I do.
We're right next to Puro Funeral Home.
Oh, yeah, that's nice, yeah.
So the text to work number, what is that?
So if they text work to
277-6580?
Yep, 277-6580, they text the word work. Then one of the council reps, they're going to reach right out to the person, kind of do a brief interview with them and find out what their skill set is, and then give them the application from there, and then we can determine whether they go in the apprentice program or if they come in as a journeyman.
Does it matter what age you are? Or is it age discriminant?
You got to be a minimum of 17. That's the only thing we require.
So if a 55-year-old who graduated from, say, the post office, or retired out of the post office and said, hey, I've always been handy, I'd like to be...
Maybe did carpentry.
Right.
Is there a test,
side.
Or how do they know that somebody's got their act together?
Yeah, for the journeyman, there is a test for that. The apprenticeship, there is no test, but we have a lot of people that come to us as a second career. That happens quite a bit, especially factory workers that maybe decide they don't want to be in a factory anymore.
They're going to get bennies. They're going to be lined up for a pension.
Right.
Micron's coming. Sounds like there's plenty of work.
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Fabulous.
Well, you got all the contact information there. James, thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Steve, that's going to wrap up the local show. Maybe you do want to go fishing today.
All things are possible, Tom.
Yeah, good. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend. God bless you and your families. Make sure you have some time to relax this weekend and get some exercise, too, today and every day. Do it with a family member or a friend. Keeps the mind and body healthy. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1 and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising.